Okay, so unlike my time at UCLA, my time at UC Santa Barbara was not as social, but I made friends. I made closer friendships than I did at UCLA, if that makes sense. But like overall, my perspective when I got to UCSB was not social, join all these clubs the way it was at UCLA. It was more like, okay, I need to finish this in 4 years. I need to get this degree in 4 years. That was one of the top things that I was told by many of the consultants, tutors, etc., college advisors that I had talked to, is that graduate schools like to see you have completed your degree in 4 years. And I already had a mark against me in my mind, because I had dropped out, and I would be completing my degree at a different college. So even though with all the summer sessions, and then I did end up taking one session, one class in the fall quarter after I graduated, technically it was done in 4 years. So if you count the summer sessions, no, it was more, but many people, everybody as a science major did at least one summer session, and lots of people did an entire 5th year. I couldn't afford to do a 5th year. Couldn't really afford to do the summer sessions either, but Anyway, what I'm getting at is that my time at UCSB, like I took something like in those 2 years there, I did something, I thought I counted this the other day, but something like 20 labs. Labs are, I don't even want to, like they are so hard and stressful. And yeah, I hate labs. I don't know, like, and that sounds so ironic because I was a chemistry major, right? But I hated labs. This was the last 2 years of my degree. So lots of these were upper division classes like environmental chemistry, like biochemistry, like the full biochemistry sequence, right? Physical chemistry. Oh my God, how have I forgotten physical chemistry? So the joke I made is like chem majors, they have 3 assholes, okay? So, or I guess males only have 1 hole down there, but we got 2. Okay, chem majors got 2. And if you're a female, then you got 3 holes down there because you got ripped a new one. Sorry if that sounds vulgar. I do apologize, but it was not easy. Especially trying to do all of this again in 2 years. But I wish it had been like, oh, I completed all my prereqs. Now it was into the upper divs. No. It wasn't that easy. I had like 2 or 3 classes, lower division classes that I had to make up for. And I do want to make this excruciatingly clear. Not because of my grades, because even though my grades from like out of high school were much better, they weren't necessarily that bad out of you. So I had above a 3.0. I had above a 3.0 as a biochemistry major and a first generation college student out of UCLA. Let's get that very clear. Okay? Because there were plenty of people in the white booster societies who had like a 2.5 and lower. Let's get that very fucking clear. This first generation college student who supported his damn self had above a 3.0 leaving UCLA when he transferred. So it wasn't because of the grades that I had, but quite literally when the advisors looked at the curriculum and compared it to the UCSB one, the UCLA one did not cover enough. That's the long and short of it. That's the honest truth. So academically, I had a hell of a time at UCSB. Not that I wasn't supported, but it was hard. It was a lot. I literally had to do 3 years in 2, and I had to finish up my degree in chemistry. What I want to talk about before you'll see where the story goes in this next part. But one thing I do want to mention is I want to highlight the Chancellor, actually. So Chancellor Yang and his wife Dilling, I'm going to put a picture of them up here, are some of the most beautiful people I have ever met. And I have met at this point maybe 5 or 6 UC chancellors, and the chancellor of UCSB during my time there, Dr. Yang, was the most humble, compassionate man. And let me tell you something, a couple things. So I, because of my work in Guardian Scholars and because I've always been involved in quite literally every community I've been a part of, including the colleges that I've attended, I have always sought and usually been able to get into these circles, you know, like that's what it is. That's what college is. It's about networking, right? So I met the Chancellor and his wife fairly on, again, due to my involvement in Guardian Scholars. And so I quickly, and they did have a particular affinity for our group, for Guardian Scholars. So I'll never forget my first impression of Chancellor Dilling, of Chancellor Yang and his wife, was that she, at the Guardian Scholars Christmas party, she hopped in the photo booth and took a picture with us. I'll never forget that. It was the sweetest thing. And then she like asked for a copy of the picture. It was so cute. So fast forward. No, I'm going to save it because we are going to talk about this. So I'm not going to talk about what I was initially. I will get to that. But I do want to put up this picture of them, and then I will absolutely highlight them a little bit later on in the story because they were just such beautiful people and they treated me so nicely. And actually this part I will say, I won't say the one story that I'm going to share for a little bit later, but when I wrote my book, when I published my book, which I believe I've already shown you guys in this series, I gave a copy to Chancellor Yang, and he was the only one, literally one of the only people who sent me this nice email. I still have the email. I found it in my inbox, congratulating me, wishing me luck on all my endeavors. That meant the world, bro. I gave that book to quite a few, you know, high and up there people. And like I said, that book that I published was not the one that that book is not available anymore. So actually the Chancellor of UCSB has one of the only copies of that book. And the fact that he took the time to like send me that email and that letter actually like meant the world. Chancellor Yang and his wife are class act people, you know, class A, just wonderful people that I wish more people in power could act them. And the last thing I want to say is that and this is what I told him when I first met him, is how much I appreciated the focus that he puts on undergraduate education at UCSB. And coming from UCLA, that really made a huge difference in my experience. So in this next video, I'm gonna get back to Jane and I, because that didn't last much longer. You'll see where that goes in the next video.